right, well, welcome. I'll just show my face really quick here. So today I'm going to be demonstrating the lava cakes, and so this is one of my all-time favorites here. So as you can see, I have my mise en place and I completely washed and sanitized the counter space before I got going. Also, another thing I did in advance is preheat my oven to 425, so you want to make sure you do that. So the first thing we want to do is to grease and sugar our custard cups, or you could use little ramekins would work too. So with some butter, and I just took some of the unsalted butter and I have some in a little bit of paper here, and I am just really buttering down. You could use a little bit of wax paper. And so you really want to coat the ramekins with the butter so that the sugar has something to stick to, and that's going to act like our non-stick. So this will allow those lava cakes to easily come out of the molds. Okay, now I've been asked before, I don't have ramekins, I don't have custard cups, is there something else I could use instead? I did have some students try muffin tins that did work, but the one thing with the muffin tins, if you use that, you do need to pull it out of the oven sooner because they bake a lot quicker. And so now I've got some sugar and I am coating all the way around the ramekin with the sugar, okay? So I just pour that in, put a little bit more sugar in there. I don't know, I'd say maybe you probably need 2 teaspoons of sugar per. But no need to measure, you're just gonna coat it around, just like so. Okay, once they are all coated with sugar, you wanna put them on a baking sheet. The next step we wanna work on is melting the chocolate. So there's different ways you could do this. You could use your microwave. With the microwave, you do have to be careful and make sure that you know how to put your microwave on half power. So when I do it power 5 and then 30-second intervals, and then I pull it out and I stir it and I put it back in, 30 seconds, stir it until it's melted. Or you could use a double boiler. So you could simply take a saucepan, fill it with water, and then put a bowl on top. You want to make sure that the bowl does not touch the water, okay? And you do not want the water to boil. You want to keep it at a simmer so that the chocolate melts really gently. So both methods are good. I'm going to use the microwave method. All right, so I put the chocolate in the microwave. Actually, I only needed 2 30-second intervals, and there you have a really nicely melted chocolate. You want to be careful with this though, like really stir it when you're taking it out of the microwave, and it does melt because the bowl is slightly warm. So by just stirring it in excess also helps to melt. So I'm going to set that aside. So the next step is for me to whisk up the eggs. So this is going to give us that really nice molten texture to to the lava cake. And I'm just going to crack it on a flat surface and into my bowl here. So I've got 4 eggs. And these are large size eggs. And there we go. And then using a whisk, I'm going to whisk this up, get that nicely blended. Once I have that nice and mixed together, then I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of sugar. Okay, so I'm going to gradually add in the sugar and then whisk, and this is going to turn into a really nice light lemon color. Add in a little bit more. last addition, and I'm gonna whip that up till it's a nice light lemon color. Okay, next we wanna add in the flour and salt. So I've got 1/4 cup of flour and 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. And I'm gonna whisk that as well. And we're going to whisk that until it's nice and smooth. All the flour and the salt is combined. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to gradually add in the chocolate. We are going to use a rubber spatula for this. So I'm going to take about 1/3 of the chocolate mixture at a time and add that in to the egg mixture. Add in a little bit, mix that in until it's nice and blended. And then we'll add in more and continue mixing. All right, so I have most of the, or actually all of the chocolate, and I did switch back over to my whisk. It was just easier to blend that in. And so the next step is to put this mixture into the ramekins. One more thing that needs to go in there before the ramekins is that melted butter. So I'm just gonna pour that in there and mix that in. And so that was 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. All right, so now we are ready for the ramekins. Okay, so I evenly filled them. You can see they're all even. So now these are going into the oven for about 11 minutes. So how do you know when they're done? Well, they start to break away from the edge of the ramekin, and they'll poof up and break away. And also, when we shake them, we should just have a slight jiggle to them. So 11 minutes about the mark, but then we may adjust depending on what's going on with them. Okay, so they came out of the oven, and you want to flip them right away. Here's one that kind of messed up. When I was taking off the lid, it kind of broke the shell of the outer cooked edge, but you can definitely see that molten. So when you're taking a picture, make sure you're getting a nice picture of that oozing molten is what we want with the lava cake. But and remember, if you are using muffin tins to do this, you want to take those out of the oven. I would set the timer for maybe 8 minutes and check them, because they will cook all the way through if you put them in for the full 11 minutes. So happy baking to you. Thanks for joining me. Like and subscribe below, and I'll see you next time.